Well, it was one team fighting for their playoff lives and the other looking to climb up the table in the NWSL. Welcome back to Salem Stadium. Joe Giuliano and Mike Kerms. Mike, the second of three meetings between Western New York and Boston. Earlier in the season, Western New York picked up a 2-1 win. Carly Lloyd scored both goals, but as we talked about during the broadcast tonight, Boston would be a very dangerous team.
They had to stop Carly Lloyd tonight, and I think they did in some ways. I thought Carly Lloyd was the player of the game for the Western New York Flash, but really it was the Boston Breakers that came through towards the end of the game.
Let's take a look at your highlight package here from Salem Stadium. A beautiful evening for soccer, and the action starting early in the first half as the Flash looking to spring forward. Samantha Kerr, a good little touch for Carly Lloyd.
The Western New York Flash wanted to put pressure on the Boston Breakers right away, and that's what they did. And really playing in the half of the Boston Breakers, and just Carly Lloyd unlucky there.
Still in the first half, Leanne Sanderson had a very good first half for Boston. She sets up Reeves, and O'Reilly's got a wide open net.
And right from the start, Heather O'Reilly, really, she's going to say to herself, oh man, if I can only have that one back. But in the end, Heather O'Reilly did a lot this game, and you'll see what I'm talking about later.
We'll move to the 15th minute. The Flash attacking down the far side, and they will get on the board, but Reynolds starts this whole thing.
The player we highlighted at the beginning of the match, Catherine Reynolds, getting forward as the Western New York Flash normally have their outside backs doing, but it's Courtney Jones coming over here and getting an unlucky deflection and going to the player that they want to stop. It's Carly Lloyd. It goes right to her, and she looks up. She picks out her player. You see that look, and it's Jasmine Spencer making a great run. I think Pathman got caught in between Kerr and Jasmine Spencer and didn't know what to do.
Spencer's third of the year, Lloyd with her assist number 4. Moving to the 27th minute, it's going to be Sanderson from Mewis, and what a great service into the box.
Yeah, great, but really, look at that first touch by Sanderson. She brings that ball down perfectly. Shepard gets it to the outside. Mewis also had a pretty good game tonight. And Sanderson, look at this first touch by Sanderson. She just brings it down, bang. Second touch, third touch, snaps it. Nothing Weiss can do there. Sanderson with a good match. And really, stop Sanderson should have been the Western New York Flash's job.
And just 2 minutes later, Boston and Mewis, they're not done yet. They continue to attack, and this will be a big break for the Boston Breakers.
Uncharacteristic of Brittany Taylor. You saw Brittany Taylor got beat by Sanderson earlier, and here, Brittany Taylor pretty much gets beat by Reeves. Reeves makes a great run. She gets a position on Taylor, and nothing Taylor could do except kind of pull her down right here. But Taylor had position first. Why doesn't she knock that back to Weiss and just play simple?
Whistle blows. PK O'Reilly buries it, her 6th of the season. In the 30th minute, it's 2-1 Boston at this time. So 2 goals in 3 minutes for the Breakers, giving the last place Boston team the lead here. And it's O'Reilly Cool slots at home.
Anyone watching that would think, oh, wow, PKs are so easy, and they're not. And Heather O'Reilly makes it look that easy.
Now, Mike, there's some controversy surrounding this goal. We're in the 39th minute. It'll be Reeves to head it home. She's wide open, but explain what happens on this play.
What a finish by Reeves, but really, it's right. You see all the players from Western New York Flash hustling back. Catherine Reynolds got injured, and now Western New York Flash, they're all coming back after the injury. The referee blows the whistle while there's 4 or 5 Western New York Flash players by the sideline talking to their coaching staff. And you can see Sonia Bermuda is just like, referee, why are you calling it so early?
That was a shocking one to give up in the 39th minute. It's 3-1 at this point, and Samantha Kerr, she just turns on the Jets. During live action, I thought this was in, but just wide.
All the way from midfield, you see Alyssa Nair with just getting her fingertip on it, and Miss Samantha Kerr from midfield dribbling up, and you can see the explosion right about here. She just explodes right past Kat Whitehill. Nothing Kat Whitehill could do. Samantha Kerr with the ball on her left foot, but she tries to hit it with the outside of her right foot to put it near post, and Nair makes that save.
Nair has been busy all season long. She came into the game making the most saves in the NWSL, and she comes up big here again.
And now it's Palmer. Palmer came off the bench for Catherine Reynolds with a good cross, and you'll see Palmer continues to contribute as a player coming off the bench, but Nair gets her fingertip on it right here, and Kat Whitehill gets a block here that really saves the game for the Boston Breakers.
3-1 at this point. We move on to the 54th minute, and the substitute will have a big piece of this goal.
And this is off of a broken corner kick play. by the West New York Flash. Edmonds gets the ball eventually and gets it back out to Palmer. Palmer getting her first assist, her first professional point to Carly Lloyd. And Carly Lloyd, who had a very good game tonight, I feel, gets herself, sticks with the play, but really it's Wood. Wood, who also had a pretty good game. She's got to take the ball and Carly Lloyd out right there, go right through the ball, and she doesn't.
So it's 3-2. The Flash applying pressure, knocking on the door, and it's going to be another save here from Nair coming up, who was very good when called upon. And she comes up with another save here and a good play against Sonia.
This is about when you see a lot of urgency by the Western New York Flash. You see Brittany Taylor playing that ball up forward, and you're seeing this nonstop. Sonia Bermudez, a better first touch there, and she would have gotten herself a goal.
Here's Reeves late in the game, coming down the near side, applying some pressure, and Weiss has to be big on this one as well, as Boston looking to put the icing on the cake. They lead 3-2 at this point.
Look at all the space Jones had. Jones is looking backwards, looking for someone to play the ball to, but then everyone's telling her to turn. She's got no one on her back, and Weiss comes up big there.
There's a corner kick late in the game. It's the Flash, and Adriana delivers a great one in the box. That is one big save from Nair under pressure.
3 Western New York Flash players in the box, and you know they want to crowd the keeper. Nair comes up real big with a save here. But can you play that? Look at Carly Lloyd. Why aren't players crashing from the 18-yard box and play a different corner kick?
So the Flash, some pressure keep coming from the breakers. Leanne Sanderson, she sets it up nicely for O'Reilly. Maybe a shot, maybe a pass.
I think this is a pass by Heather O'Reilly. She's trying to hit Nikki Washington coming down the middle, but that's a bad pass by Edmonds. And really the back three, once the Western New York Flash went from a back 4 to a back 3, they had to be a lot sharper with their passes. And this one was almost another goal because of a failed pass by Edmonds there to Zerboni.
So we're still 3-2 late in the game. And you got the Flash applying some more pressure. Zerboni, she really turned it on in the second half.
She did. You saw the urgency in Zerboni as with a lot of the other players. Zerboni stuck with the play there. She really added energy to the field and to the whole Western New York Flash team. And there, she had a couple options. She could have played it out to Spencer early. Instead, she decides to play it out to Edmonds.
86th minute. Evans, the substitute, just a little poke forward, and then that burst of energy from O'Reilly. She's in.
And Heather O'Reilly gets her second goal of the match. So now she looks back and says, wow, I could have had a hat trick, but she hit the crossbar instead. And it's really Heather O'Reilly. She wins this header that went to Evans, and Evans gets the ball and plays it. And a great finish by Heather O'Reilly, but it's near post, and Kelsey Weiss allows that near post. She almost gets something on it, but you can't allow a near post goal that late in the game. And really 4-2, that was the nail in the coffin, if you want to say.
Boston's first road win of the season. They're now 4-13-2. Western New York 7-10-3. And these two teams will do it again August the 3rd, but in Boston. And you don't want to criticize too much of what was happening on the field, but there could be some fireworks in that game.
Yeah, right at the end of the game, you saw Kerr get involved with Jones. And Jones, who now leads the league with 6 yellow cards, she got fired up after Kerr. Clear foul, clear yellow card, but there's going to be some fireworks. And also, Western New York Flash, they're fighting for their playoff lives. They've got to get 12 points in this next 4 games. There's no choice there. They got to go. They got to put it all out there. And Boston Breakers, right now they're at the bottom of the table, but they have an opportunity now. They just got their first road win. They have an opportunity where they can get some more points and not be the last place team. They got Houston and Sky Blue ahead of them. Maybe they can put those two behind them.
All right, so Boston looks to keep climbing out of the basement in the NWSL, and the Western New York Flash have their work cut out for them. They look to qualify for the playoffs here down the stretch. Mike, great job tonight.
Thanks. You too, Joe. Great season, Joe.
All right, it was. That's right. August 13th, the next game, that'll be an ESPN broadcast, so our coverage on YouTube comes to a close tonight. I'd like to thank our entire production crew, Mike Kerms, and everyone else who's helped us out throughout the season. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage throughout the 2014 season here on YouTube. So for the final time, from Salem Stadium, for Mike Kerms, our entire production crew, I'm Joe Giuliano saying ciao for now.